They were devoted to helping others, delivering medical care to people when and where it was needed. But early this morning, 4 men who worked with Ontario's air ambulance service lost their own lives. They were on a routine call to a northern reserve when something went terribly wrong. Their helicopter took off shortly after midnight from Moosonee, headed to Attawapiskat on the west coast of James Bay. It crashed just a kilometre northeast of the airport. The CBC's AARTI poll is in Moosonee.
The helicopter went down in a heavily forested area just 1 kilometre from where it took off. Pieces of the wreckage could be seen from the air. Investigators and the coroner geared up to search for the crash site. They're looking for the bodies of the 4 men.
Words cannot express the immense loss not only to Orange, but most importantly to their family and friends.
It happened just after midnight. Air traffic control lost contact with the Orange Air ambulance shortly after takeoff. A crew of 4 was responding to a medical call from Attawapiskat. But at 12:11 a.m., the Sikorsky S-76 crashed here, killing everyone on board, 2 pilots and 2 paramedics. It's left this tight-knit community shaken. They'll hold a vigil in honor of the crew tomorrow night. Their colleagues, including this paramedic, are in mourning.
It's really, really sad and terrible, terrible accident.
The men are all experienced. Captain Don Philiter, First Officer Jacques Dupuis, and flight paramedics Dustin Desjardins and Chris Snowball.
I just lost it. And I normally try not to show my emotions, but I couldn't help it. I just lost it.
Just last night, he exchanged Facebook messages with his son.
He says, well, good night and I love you. I said, well, I love you too, man. And that was the last time I talked to him.
Ontario's premier says the province mourns with those who lost their loved ones this morning.
There really are few words to express how sad we all are that this has happened.
Investigators say they don't know what caused the crash. Some here say they heard a loud bang.
My wife had heard the explosion sometime shortly after midnight this morning.
The weather was adequate for the mission being flown. The downed aircraft was manufactured in 1980 and has been flying for more than 30 years.
Officials say people in Attawapiskat and other James Bay communities will still have access to emergency medical transport. That includes the patient who was supposed to be on that helicopter earlier this morning. AARTI Poll, CBC News, Moosonee, Ontario.